Handcrafted is a place where people with several quite severe disadvantages, things which are holding them back, can come along and they can do practical, meaningful, useful work. We'll work with people who might have addictions, they might have mental illnesses, people who are ex-offenders, people who have very chaotic lifestyles. Normally people with a mixture of all of the above. It was 5 or 6 years ago that we started wanting to do something like Handcrafted, but there wasn't the idea for Handcrafted itself as it is now. Isn't there? There were loads of ideas. There were different ideas, and what I was doing is I kept telling people the different ideas I had, and every now and again someone would really engage with the idea, and someone would sit down and we'd spend an evening talking about the possibilities and what could be done, and as I did that each time the idea started to come together into something that was a bit more realistic, something that could happen, something that could really work. What really helped then is we had 2 funders at the outset who, despite us being completely unproven and despite us being right at the beginning of this new idea, with limited experience in what we were trying to do, they gave us grants, and they obviously believed in us enough to give us that initial funding. We have several different projects running. In the woodwork, they'll come along and they'll work with Norman, and they'll learn skills. They'll make things for themselves. We'll engage them with something that they're interested in, but then we also get them to use those skills to then make things for other people, to make things that they can sell. We do landscape gardening, where a big focus is on equipping them so that they can help others. It's going beyond not just helping them to help themselves, but helping them so that they can be people who help others, and so that they can be working in the community and having a positive impact on the community. Another thing that we love to see is when people who have dropped out of school at a very young age, who've been in and out of prison, and perhaps people who have never had a job, learn skills and enjoy learning those skills, and then use those skills to make something which they can sell. So they're putting a value on their time, and they're putting a value on their own craftsmanship. For example, we had one of our trainees who came to us when he was just out of prison. He had moved into a homeless hostel and had been clean of heroin for just a month. When he first started, we taught him the basics of woodwork, and he built a rabbit hutch, which was then sold as a Christmas present. And then after that, he started another project, which was to make a bird table, and this was a bird table which had a verse carved around the outside of it, saying, "Consider the ravens, they neither sow nor reap. Of how much more value are you than the birds?" This was a verse that has been an encouragement to him, facing the difficulties and the challenges of his life, as he tries to recover and turn his life around. And he has made that bird table, and he is now going to sell that, and he's going to sell that for enough that he can go and pay for his first passport, and then with that passport he's going to travel to France to be reunited with his daughter in time to give her away at her wedding in May.